Hey guys, welcome to the channel. This is David from Scizorxphlosion, and today we get to glimpse into the future and see one of what could be possibly the best deck in the format, and that is Blacephalon GX. I have been hyping Blacephalon for a while now, and now we got some proxies printed out, guys, and we've got Lost Thunder decks coming to you guys early. I hope you guys are excited, because I sure am. This is Blacephalon Naganadel. If you guys have been paying attention to the meta in Japan, Blacephalon has been doing extremely well at the Tokyo Champions League. This deck got first place in the Masters League. Second place in the Masters League, first place in the Seniors League, and then first place in Juniors. So people are saying this could be the best deck in the format. It is quite powerful. It is very fast to set up. It can get cloggy at times, but that's all right, because we got a lot of ways to search things out in this deck that we will get into once we hit the deck profile. But you guys be sure and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Like and comment down below if you enjoyed the video, and then on to the deck profile, guys. Support us on Patreon. That's patreon.com/Scizorxphlosion, and then our Facebook is also at facebook.com/Scizorxphlosion. But without further ado, guys, on to Blacephalon GX, and that is the first card we're going to look at here. 4 copies of Blacephalon GX. Really powerful Pokemon, and let me go over this with you guys if you do not know what he does. So Blacephalon is a GX Pokemon, an Ultra Beast with 180 HP, and a 2 retreat cost, weakness to water, and then it has 3 attacks. For the first attack, it's Burst Burner. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused and burned for one fire energy. It's not that bad. I mean, I've had a couple situations where I've had to use Burst Burner, but normally you just skip that attack and go for your Burst GX. And then his second attack, I think in English it's actually going to be called Mind Blown, because that is Blacephalon's his signature attack in the video games. But here the translation says Startle Head, so we'll just say Mind Blown, because Startle Head doesn't sound very good. For 2 fire energies, the main attack of this Pokemon, 50 damage times, you may put as many fire energy attached to your Pokemon into the Lost Zone as you like. So attach to any of your Pokemon. And this attack does 50 damage for each card you put in the Lost Zone in that way. So this means that you can send energies from Blacephalon, you can send energies from your other Pokemon in play to the Lost Zone, and for each one you send, you do 50 damage. Pretty strong. You send 3, you do 150. If you have a Choice Man, it's 180. That's knocking out a lot of big decks in the format. Knocking out Blacephalon himself. It also knocks out things like Suicune, as long as Suicune hasn't used his attack yet, or you use him up a fresh one that hasn't used an attack. It hits Rayquaza for 1 shot. Hits those fire Pokemon for 1 shot. You could just do 3 on a Solgaleo, not the new Solgaleo, the other Solgaleo, the one that does the attack for 230. But yeah, this card is very powerful. 4 energies about kills almost everything in the game. It kills Buzzwole, it kills Lapras, all those 190 Pokemon, and 180, 170 as well. Really, really strong attack. And then you got Burst GX, which is an awesome first turn attack. Burst GX lets you discard one of your prize cards. If it's an energy card, you can attach it to one of your Pokemon instead. So that's really good. It sets you ahead of prize. You do get on odd prizes, which is kind of bad. But the good thing is it sets you ahead of prize, and if it is an energy, you get some energy acceleration. So there you go. Pretty awesome. You can attach it to this Blacephalon, or one of your bench Naganadels, or even a Tapu Lele, or a bench Blacephalon, something like that. But yeah, this card is going to be seeing a lot of play in November after it is legal for tournament play. I hope you guys would pick this up. This is a very strong Pokemon. Really awesome. And anyway, let's get on to the next cards in the deck. For the next Pokemon, guys, we play 4 copies of Poipole. This is the new Poipole from Lost Thunder, and it has the reason why we use it is because of its attacks. If we get in a pinch, we can use this attack if we have to. We've got Eye Opener. You get to look at your face down prize cards and put them back face down. Really, really cool. It can combo well with Blacephalon's GX attack. If you use Eye Opener and your opponent doesn't knock you out on the next turn, you put your prize cards right back where they were. You don't shuffle them up and put them back down like you do with Gladion or Beast Ball. You look at your prize cards and put them right back face down exactly where they were. So you know which cards are energies and which cards are not. So you can combo with your Burst GX and discard the one you know is an energy and then attach it to your Blacephalon. Pretty awesome. So 4 copies of Poipole, and he's mainly a stepping stone, though, to 3 copies of Naganadel. This is the new Naganadel coming out in the next set, Lost Thunder. And it's amazingly awesome. And it's not only good in this deck. We've seen it going with Suicune. We've seen it going with, you could even play with cards that, you could play it with Rayquaza if you wanted to stack a whole bunch of energy on the board. But it has this ability Charger, which makes it amazing. Well, first, let's see. 130 HP, weakness to Psychic, because it is a poison type. And then 1 retreat cost, and then the charge up ability is what makes it so good. Once during your turn, you may attach a basic energy from your discard pile to this Pokemon. Awesome energy acceleration, especially with Blacephalon. You can just have your Blacephalon on board, you have 2 energies on him to attack, then you charge up with each of your Naganadels, that's at least 3 energy, and not accounting for if you have attached with your charge up in previous turns. Also, you get your energy attachment for the turn. Every turn you could be doing at least 200 damage or 150, something like that. But yeah, this Naganadel hits. He's not hit hard. He can hit hard, but the charge up ability just makes him amazing. I really love this card, and I cannot wait for it to come out. And in my testing this deck, I really wanted to play 4, and I did play 4, and then I found it too cloggy. And even when I'm not playing, even when I'm only playing 3, I really don't see many turns where I price, many games where I price 2 Naganadels. It doesn't happen very often. Most of the time I price 1 or none. So I've never priced all 3. I did price 2 Poipoles one time, and that was kind of troublesome. But anyway, the Naganadel, amazing. His attack is called Turning Poison, which can come in handy. It can one-shot things like Buzzwole if you have a Choice Band on, or your Beast Energy. It takes 3 killless energies at 80 damage plus. If you have exactly 3 prize cards remaining, this attack does 80 more damage. So 3 prize cards remaining, you're hitting for 160. Easily one-shot things like Buzzwole, any of those Psychic Weak Pokemon, Necrozma GX, stuff like that. Yeah, Turning Poison is a pretty strong attack under the right circumstances, but Charge Up is the main reason why you're playing this. This Turning Poison attack, though, also gives it a good matchup against those baby decks like the Buzzwole Shrine and excuse me, the Lost March deck, which is another deck we're going to profile for you guys. Turning Poison can one-shot everything in Lost March. It can one-shot everything in Buzzwole Garb because you have weakness on them, except for if they play like Weavile, because Weavile has resistance. But if you have 3 prize cards remaining, you can one-shot it. Haha. But anyway, there's 3 copies of Naganadel. Sorry if I'm talking too much. I'm pretty excited about this deck, guys. And then to end off the Pokemon line, guys, 2 copies of Tapu Lele. You need their Tapu Lele's there to search out those draw supporters, search out those Guzmas, or even Kiawe on first turn. We do play a single copy of Kiawe in this deck, and it does come in handy sometimes, believe it or not. If you start a really good hand and you open like 3 Poipoles and a Blacephalon, why not Kiawe onto your Blacephalon? Have it ready to go on the next turn, and you have a draw supporter in your hand for next turn. As long as the circumstances are right, Kiawe can be a very good card in here. But Wonder Tag, it can also attack with your Energy Drive. And Tapu Cure we do not have access to since we play no Psychic Energy in this deck. But there we go, 2 copies of Tapu Lele. Very thin Pokemon line, but it's really all you need. You have your non-GX attackers, you have GX attackers, you have your Leles for your search, and that is all you really need. But let's get on to the supporters, guys. 4 copies of Cynthia. Cynthia is your basic draw supporter. You're probably the best draw supporter in the format. Shuffle your hand into your deck and then draw 6 cards. 3 copies of Guzma. Guzma is amazing to target down those Pokemon you want to take down. I looked at some Japanese lists for Blacephalon, and a lot of them were only playing 2. And I really don't agree with that. I think you need 3 because you need to target down those Pokemon. Blacephalon is a Pokemon that aims to take down Pokemon fast, and Pokemon that are GXs mainly. GX heavy decks are what Blacephalon is good at destroying. And you need to target those things down with your Guzmas in order to take your 2 prizes nearly every turn. So 3 copies of Guzma. 2 copies of Lily for another draw supporter. This is a very good first turn. Also, the Kiawe is a very good first turn card as well. Draw till you have 6 cards in your hand. If it's your first turn, draw till you have 8. And we got 2 copies of a new supporter from Lost Thunder. It is Sightseer. There's a chance this card may be called Tourist. This is just what it translated into on Limitless TCG. But it says, draw until you have 5 cards in your hand. Before drawing, you may discard as many cards from your hand as you like. So you can, it's kind of in a way, a kind of replacement for Sycamore. I started out playing four copies in here because I saw that a lot of the Japanese lists were playing 4, and I found it kind of subpar because sometimes you got B strings in your hand, you don't want to discard those, so you'd rather go for that Cynthia, shuffle those back into the deck until you really need them. But Sightseer has its uses. I did do one play test where I started a Poipole and then like 6 energies in hand. So yeah, that was kind of rough. But I top decked an Ultra Ball for Lele for Sightseer, and then discard all those energies, and I drew into some pretty good cards after that. So Sightseer has its uses. It's really good for getting those fire energies into the discard pile in order to use your Naganadel's ability to charge them up. So 2 copies of Sightseer. And the last supporter we play is 1 copy of Kiawe. Search your deck for up to 4 fire energies, attach them to one of your Pokemon, then shuffle your deck, and your turn ends. Even if they take out that whatever Pokemon you attach these energies to, you can easily get them back with your Naganadels. Charge them up, or if they take out a Blacephalon, okay, fine, you just activated my B-Strings. So, B-String is amazing in this deck, guys. I had a game wherever I got off 3 in 1 turn. It was pretty awesome. And we're going to get some battle videos up for you guys with these Lost Thunder decks. So, y'all stay tuned for that as well. That's it for the supporters. And then on to the items. 4 copies of Ultra Ball, of course, because it's the standard search for any Pokemon deck. Discard 2 cards. And then search your deck for a Pokemon and add it to your hand. It's really good at getting your fire energies into the discard pile, and we really need that. Getting fire energies into the discard pile is the name of the game for this deck. We got 4 copies of B-String because B-String is busted. I've said this many times before. B-String lets you, if your opponent has exactly 3 or 4 prize cards remaining, you can search your deck for 2 basic energy cards and attach them to one of your Ultra Beasts. Everything in here, bar Tapu Lele, is an Ultra Beast, so they are all targets for B-String. You can B-String onto your Blacephalons, and it's best to B-String onto the ones that have no energy onto them, so that way they're fully charged. It's awesome that he attached for 2 fire energies. But you can even attach it to your Naganadels and tag returning poison, or just use those as a discard or Lost Zone fodder for your Mind Blown attack. Pretty awesome. B-String is a very strong card going forward, and it's going to stay strong until it rotates. I have no doubt about that. 3 copies of Acrobike to fit in with the theme that we're discarding our fire energy to the discard pile. We do play a lot of fire energies in here, so Acrobike is really good for getting rid of those. Hopefully, a good Acrobike is you want to get a fire energy and something useful. Fire energy is something useful, or maybe even 2 fire energies. Put 1 into your hand to attach for turn, and 1 in the discard pile to charge up with your Naganadels. So Acrobike is awesome for turning through your deck. Another search, we got 2 copies of Mysterious Treasure, because 9 9 of the Pokemon in our deck are searchable with this, with the exception of Blacephalon. Everything is searchable with Mysterious Treasure. Plus you get some more fire energy in the discard. For those of you who don't know what it does, discard a card from your hand. If you do, search your deck for a Psychic or Dragon Pokemon and put it on or into your hand, then shuffle your deck. Pretty awesome. We got 2 copies of Choice Band. We don't need Choice Band very often, but when we need it, we need it. You can use it to take out those Zoroarks, discard 4 energies, and have a Choice Band you're hitting 230. So you can one-shot things like Gardevoir if it happens to see play anymore. You can one-shot things like Zoroark and Galissapod goes down anyway because you're a fire type. But when we need Choice Band, we need it. We need it to take down those Pokemon that we can't normally take down. 200 is a good number to hit, but there are some Pokemon that just are out of our range. And next format, I expect to see a lot of bodybuilding dumbbells, because the Japanese players are playing them. I mean, it makes Zoroark 250, so your Blacephalon's going to have to hit, going to have to go 5 fire energies to one-shot those Zoroarks. But Choice Band is really good especially when we need it. And for the last item, guys, we play 1 copy of Rescue Stretcher to get those Pokemon back that we need. You can put 1 Pokemon from your discard pile into your hand, or shuffle 3 Pokemon from your discard pile into your deck. Pretty good card. Now, we do play a couple of stadiums in here, and I think stadiums are going to become essential for next format just because the Prism Star stadiums are coming out, and the only way to get rid of them is to play a stadium of your own. So if you don't want your opponent's stadium staying in play and just jacking you every turn, you're going to want to play your own stadium. So most decks going forward are going to play some sort of stadium. And for this deck, we play 2 different ones. We play 2 copies of Ultra Space, because all your attackers are Ultra Beasts. So we can start our deck for those Poipoles, get those Naganadels out, get those Blacephalons out as well. For those of you who don't know what it does, it says once per turn, that player can search your deck for an Ultra Beast, reveal it, and add it to their hand. So 2 copies of Ultra Space. And we ourselves, in fact, play a Prism Star Stadium. That is Heat Factory Prism Star. Heat Factory is really, really good in this deck because you want to get your fire energies to the discard pile, and hey, that's what this card does. It's just a stronger version of Scorching Earth that just rotated. It says, once during that player's turn, the player can discard a fire energy to draw 3 cards. So Scorching Earth lets you do the same thing but draw 2 cards, but this lets you draw 3. And all the Prism Star Stadiums have this effect that says, while this card is in play, whenever either player plays a supporter or item card from their hand, prevent all effects of that card done to this card. So that means you can't play anything like Bonnie to get rid of it. You can't play Field Blower to get rid of it. The only way to get rid of, well, there's a couple ways. If you use a Pokemon attack that gets rid of stadiums, like Gyarados or the non-GX White Kyurem that's coming out, that can get rid of this. And then if they play their own stadium. So that's the only way to get rid of these Prism Stars. Otherwise, they just stay in play. They can say Field Blower all they want. You're like, no. But yeah, Prism Star Stadiums are pretty awesome, and they always have really strong effects. There's Thunder Mountain. There's a Black Market Prism Star that's coming out in the Dark set in February. But I think in this set, we're just getting the Fire Stadium, the Electric Stadium. There's a couple others as well. I can't think of them off the top of my head, but we will get to them, guys. We will get to them in these deck profiles. But yeah, Heat Factory Prism Star, really awesome for getting this fire energy in the discard pile, plus drawing you 3 cards. So combos I like to do with this is play Cynthia. If I have this in my hand, and I have a fire energy in my hand, but I also have Cynthia, I haven't played my draw supporter for the turn, I'll usually put Heat Factory down, and then shuffle the energies back into my deck and draw. Since you play such a high count of energies in this deck, you have a really good chance of drawing it and then get even more cards in your hand with Heat Factory. So that's it for the stadiums, guys. And then as for the energies, voila, we play 15 fire energies. We need a massive amount of energies in this deck in order to deal massive amounts of damage. In order to take out those 250 Pokemon, we're going to have to send 5 cards, or 5 energies to the Lost Zone in order to get a knockout on things like, well, gosh, let's say the new Solgaleo. He has no weakness thanks to his ability, Shining Mane, and you would have to discard 5 energies in order to knock him out. Or if Zoroark gets a Bodybuilding Dumbbells on him, we don't play any Field Blower in here, but it is an option we could do in the future. But if Zoroark gets a Bodybuilding Dumbbells on himself and has no damage on him previously, we have to discard 5, that's 6, 5 fire energies in order to get a knockout. So there you go. 15 basic fire energies, and it wouldn't be an Ultra Beast deck, guys, if we did not play 1 copy of Beast Energy Prism Star. Beast Energy is pretty awesome, and it can help you get past those 250 Pokemon if you draw it at the right time. Says it provides colorless energy, but if it's attached to an Ultra Beast, it becomes a Rainbow Energy, and also makes your attacks do 30 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. Pretty awesome. And a cool thing about Blacephalon is that Blacephalon can also get you Beast Energy Prism Star if it is in your prizes. Because Burst GX says you discard one of your prize cards if it's an energy card. It doesn't say it has to be a basic. It can be a special energy as well. So if you use, say that combo we were talking about earlier with Poipole, use his Eye Opener and see that your Beast Energy is prized. You can discard it next turn with your Burst GX and attach it to your Blacephalon, letting your attacks hit for 30 more damage. Then you're naturally hitting 180 if you discard 3 energies, 230 if you're discarding 4, and so on and so forth, guys. Really, really cool. Blacephalon is going to see a lot of play coming up, and let me know if you guys like these kind of profiles that are they're proxy decks, but they're decks that are coming out that are going to be friggin' amazing. We are going to profile for you guys Zeraora GX. We saw that Suicune did really well, and we are going to do a deck profile on that because we are pretty excited for that. Sceptile, Lost March, all those big Lost Thunder decks, we are going to profile for you guys if it is something you would like to do. So you guys let us know in the comment section below if you like Blacephalon, if you think he's going to be trash, if you think he's going to be amazing, if you think, also let us know if you want to see more Lost Thunder. So leave a like, comment down below, guys. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, and this is David from Scizorxphlosion, and we will see you all next time.